When God forgives, God says from the cross, I love you. I'm willing to forgive you of every sin you've ever committed. That means just as though you had never sinned. Now suppose somebody does something against me. I say, all right, I forgive you. You're forgiven, but I can still remember it. 10 years later, I'll see you and I'll say, yeah, I remember what you did to me when I was back there at the university. I forgave you, but I can't ever forget what you did to me. But you see, God doesn't do that way. God forgives and forgets and justifies you. Just as though you'd never committed the sin. He can't even remember it. Incredible. But that's what happens. The hope of righteousness. Because you see, I am now clothed in the righteousness of the Lord Jesus Christ. And when God looks at me, He doesn't see the old evil, bad heart of Billy Graham. He sees Jesus who lives in my heart. And He says, because Jesus lives in your heart, you're forgiven. You're clothed in His righteousness. So I can claim tonight by faith a righteousness, not my own, the righteousness of Christ. Because God says, be holy even as I'm holy. I can't be as holy as God, but I'm going to have to be as holy as God if I get to heaven. And the only way I can be as holy as God is to appropriate the righteousness of Jesus Christ. So when I get to the gates of heaven, they're going to look at my clothes and they're not going to see this old suit I've got on. They're going to see that I'm clothed in the righteousness of Christ. And I'm going to go in on the merits of His shed blood on that cross.